Hi everyone, welcome to our self-managed super investing in cryptocurrency webinar. My name is Jess. I'm part of the team here at Cointree. I hope you're all having a great afternoon and are ready to learn some exciting information, but really important information as well on how to invest your self-managed super into cryptocurrency and also using our Cointree platform. I'll run through a bit of an intro whilst we get the last minute attendees coming on board. We've actually had a really large number register, which is really, really exciting. So I'm really looking forward to running through this all with you. A bit about our agenda today. So I'll just give you a brief intro about us and my SMSF, one of our main partners who'll be running the core of the webinar today. We'll then touch on how to start investing in cryptocurrency with your self-managed super funds. So some really key areas like, does your SMSF deed support investing in crypto? How is tax applied when purchasing cryptocurrency with your self-managed super fund, and a lot of do's and don'ts. So some security tips, which exchange to use, how to be, how to be really secure with your cryptocurrency assets, and a lot of reference links as well, which Robert will run through with you later. At the conclusion of that, I'll then touch on just quickly how to buy crypto using our platform. So just making your first purchase, how to sign up, and a couple of our security tips as well that we'd like to, advise our users of as well. Questions and answers. Due to the larger number of attendees today, we actually won't have live chat available, but what we will do, we're going to be providing you with some contact details for our team, and at the end of the webinar, you'll then be able to reach out with any questions you have. So make a note of anything that comes up during the webinar, and then you'll be able to reach out to us afterwards. Alrighty, for those of you that don't know who we are, we're Cointree. We're a digital currency exchange. We're Australian. We've been around for the last nearly 6 years now, so since 2013. And our key is making digital currency easy for anyone to invest in. So for those of you who use our platform already, you'll find that it is obviously really quite straightforward and simple to use. And those of you that are new to it, well, you'll be able to get a bit of a demo later on just to see how easy it is to get started. Jumping on to our partner who will be running through the core details of this webinar is Robert Joseph from My SMSF. My SMSF have been partners of ours since last year, and we really love working with them. They help us get any of our self-managed super funds either onboarded or set up. They can provide investment advice for you. They can help you with just even updating your deed. Great team, and we're really proud to be partnered with them. And Robert is a really big ambassador for cryptocurrency and being able to diversify your assets with your SMSF. So what I'm going to do, let's get started because the afternoon's already flying away. So I'll hand over to you, Robert, now.
Okay, welcome to the Cointree and My SMSF Crypto and SMSF webinar. My name is Rob Joseph, and I'm a crypto and super specialist with 15 years of financial experience and 5 years of cryptocurrency experience. And today we're going to look at what you need to get started with your crypto SMSF investing. Okay, so this is a quick disclaimer. I should state this is not advice, and this information is general in nature. Please seek tax and legal advice on the purchase and disposal of your cryptocurrency assets. Very important. Okay, with that out of the way, let's look at what we will discuss today. So on the agenda, we're going to look at what it takes to invest in cryptocurrency using a self-managed super fund. We'll look at exchanges, types of wallets, very importantly, taxation of crypto coins, and finally, audit and tax time requirements. So let's get started with looking at the first point of reference when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency assets in a self-managed super fund. Well, the first point of reference is always your self-managed super fund trust deed. Now, it's worth pointing out that most deeds don't exclude or include the ability for you to invest in cryptocurrency. Most investors in the market currently avail themselves of a particular section 13.18A of the SIS Act, which allows them to invest in most assets like collectibles. But it's worthwhile pointing out that the ATO have stated that it would be best practice where your deed recognizes the crypto asset. So check your deed. If in doubt, if you need to, by all means, obtain a deed that has a crypto clause. And importantly, the significance is that your deed governs what your fund can do. So that's the importance there. So check your deed. Second thing, have you updated your investment strategy since you purchased crypto assets? This is a common mistake we see where people have already purchased crypto assets and the investment strategy is not updated. It is a superannuation law requirement that your fund's asset allocation, where it's updated, you can complete a minute and update your investment strategy. And if you look at your screen now, you can see a sample of an investment strategy. Right on the bottom right-hand corner is a box there for cryptocurrency on our version of the investment strategy. So get that investment strategy updated. It's really important. Third and final, and most importantly, ensure that the account for your cryptocurrency trading or investing is opened in the name of your self-managed super fund. It's very important that this is done properly because, again, the super law requires that assets purchased in a self-managed super fund are for the sole purpose of retirement and death benefits. And by not opening an account in the super fund's name, you are in fact moving retirement monies into your private control as a raft of tax laws that, super laws that come into play. We won't go into that in detail. We'll have that in our PDF document at the end of the presentation. But it is a significant breach. It may result in penalties and fines and also some tax issues. So be very careful with opening up an account with a provider that has a self-managed super fund crypto account option. Moving on. Let's talk about exchanges. Not all exchanges are the same when it comes to SMSF crypto investing. I touched on this point in the previous slide. So very important to bear in mind that the exchange has to have an account type for a self-managed super fund. Now, local exchanges are always the best because your currency and your funds are calculated in Australian dollars. Remember, if you're using a foreign exchange, you'll need to convert fund assets into Australian dollars for recording and reporting purposes. So local exchanges like Cointree, great simple process, lots of compliance and tax background knowledge. We can look at international exchanges as you see on your screen, Coinbase and eToro, different kinds of accounts. Now these providers don't have an account that recognizes a self-managed super fund as the owner of the assets, so be very careful. There are other types of exchanges, over-the-counter services and peer-to-peer exchanges. Again, be very careful, keep it simple. Where in doubt, go to a local exchange like Cointree. So it's worthwhile mentioning again that if you invest super in an exchange that does not recognize your SMSF as the owner of the assets, you will be in breach of super laws where penalties and fines may apply. So there can be some serious consequences. So let's have a look at types of wallets in your self-managed super fund. I guess most people are familiar with the term hot wallets and maybe exchange wallets. So let's go over the key types of storage devices, softwares, and so forth that can be used to store your valuable crypto assets. We've got some examples dotted across the screen. So let's start with hot wallets. Hot wallets are typically software-driven applications that reside on a smartphone, an Android or Apple phone, and whilst they're very easy to use and simple to store, and they generate a private key quite quickly, they are not compliant for storing your super assets. So I always get asked the question, why? Why? Because those wallets don't prove that your super fund owns the assets. So there's no proof, it's just a downloadable app. Whereas when you move to the right-hand side of the screen, we can see the cold storage wallets. The big ones in the market are Ledger and Trezor. These wallets can be purchased using super monies. They'll be proof with a receipt that your super fund purchased the wallet, and hence you can store your super assets in a cold wallet and be perfectly compliant. Paper wallets, permissible, but again, there needs to be a proof that the wallet is purchased or issued to the super fund. So very important that they're checked. Exchange wallets are quite compliant. Bear in mind that the key issue with securing and storing your cryptocurrency is control of your private key. It's very important you control your private key and keep that safely away from prying eyes. If you lose your private key, you lose control over your asset. Effectively, you've lost your assets. So you can always go back to the blockchain with your private key. If you lose your wallet and replace your assets, but if you lose control of the private key, it's pretty much game over. So having said that, be mindful that exchanges might control the private key. So the best course of action is always to, once you've purchased your assets, and if they are significant in value, move it to a cold storage wallet. And we've also got some examples of exchanges that went bust, so we'll put that on our PDF. I'm sure people are aware of Mt. Gox, Quadriga, and Cryptopia recently, so very important that you take stock of security and storage with your crypto assets. Let's move on to the very important topic of what types of crypto assets can I buy in my self-managed super fund. Controversial sometimes because people think that, look, I can do anything, I can buy anything, can't I? Well, in fact, because of the complexity with the super laws and the tax laws overlapping into superannuation, my view is it's always best to keep it simple. Stick to the simple top 50 coins, and that's not advice, by the way. It'll just make it easy for you from a investment, trading, and also from a management and compliance point of view. So things that you probably can't do, buying into STOs, ICOs, leverage coins, any staking, coins, unless you're staking in the same coin, any seed coin strategies. So be careful. All of the crypto funds are hard to purchase via exchanges, and some providers don't allow these. So your super fund won't recognize the asset, or the law won't recognize the fund owns the asset. So very important to be mindful of these things. And very importantly, I'll touch on one element. We'll go into more detail in the tax section, and that is that that is where you buy one coin and you use those proceeds to buy additional coins. The technical term is shaping. You are in effect, according to the Australian Tax Office, acquiring an asset and disposing of an asset, which is a capital gains tax reporting event. So be very careful. Keep it simple is always the best policy, I believe, with super. So let's touch on a very important subject of taxation of crypto coins and assets. As we know, tax is the great leveler. So once you've got your investment returns, we all need to pay tax. Now, crypto coins are classified as CTT assets. The tax treatment is like a property or a barter instrument. So they are not currency, either local or foreign. So for that reason, when you buy and sell a crypto asset, particularly when you sell, you are triggering, if you've made a profit, capital gains tax. So as you can see on the screen, we calculate capital gains tax by taking 2/3 of the gain and timesing that by 15%, which will equal the CGT payable. So bear that in mind. Now, it's very important to bear in mind also that there are 2 to 3 different kinds of classifications of crypto persons in the market, shall we say. So you can invest or hodl, just buy and hold in conventional terms. Now, unfortunately, for these kinds of people in a self-managed super fund, the costs are not deductible. Your costs will be deductible when you sell a coin, where you can add the cost of brokerage and any setup fees. Traders and miners can deduct costs of operation annually, as there's frequent trading in and out, so you are paying tax on those sales and sell downs of assets. And it's very important at this point that I state that you do get good qualified tax advice. You might need legal advice and opinions in relation to some activities around crypto. So I'll also cover a couple of points before we get to the last slide, and that is the loss or theft of cryptocurrency. You may be able to claim a capital loss if you lose your cryptocurrency private key, or if your cryptocurrency is stolen. You'll need proofs of what occurred so that it can be assessed and audited. It is unlikely that a simple statement that I've lost my cryptocurrency will suffice. And again, it's noteworthy to mention that if you lose your private key, you will lose control of all your cryptocurrency that you hold. Lastly, let's have a look at managing forks and chain splits. To address this concept, let's think about 2017 August for those of you who have held Bitcoin. Bitcoin at that stage in August 2017 split from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. So from a tax point of view, the owners of the original coin received an equivalent value of the new coin, being Bitcoin Cash. Now, the ATO has determined that in such instances, that the holders of the original coin does not derive ordinary income or make a capital gain at that time, and as a result of receiving the new cryptocurrency. So very important. So in technical terms or tax terms, there's a zero cost base for your Bitcoin Cash that you received. But remember, when you dispose of that new Bitcoin Cash, subject to any gains, you will pay capital gains tax. So, to work out your capital gain, the cost base for new cryptocurrency received as a result of the chain or split is zero. Is a zero cost base. So very important points to make there. And let's move on to our final topic, which is tax time. And we're approaching tax time, as we're at the 26th of June 2019. So when it comes to tax time, your accountant or your super fund administrator will ask for a series of documents so they can complete the tax and audit of yourself and your super fund crypto assets. Most important is to provide a valuation of all assets to the 30th of June 2019 or preceding years. So like the stockbrokers provide, in most cases, most of the crypto exchanges don't provide a valuation statement. You can doctor up one on a spreadsheet. You need to identify the coin you purchased, the price, the quantity, the brokerage, and very importantly, by going on to a service like coinmarketcap.com or to your exchange, you can look at the current value of the 30th of June for your Bitcoin. You just mark that down, and in that manner, and we'll provide a valuation spreadsheet statement for those of you that want one for free as well. Secondly, we've touched on this in the wallet and security section. Proof of purchase of your wallet is very, very important. Our auditors will ask our clients to provide proof to show that the super fund owns the crypto asset. Remember, it's quite easy for you to mingle or mix your personal assets with your super fund assets by using a wallet you currently own. So it's very important that you purchase a wallet in the name of the super fund using the super fund's cash proceeds. Now, proof of storage at arm's length is very important. Not that you can get a personal gain from crypto, although you could. So best practice is that most of our clients will tend to leave the private key in a vault and pay a fee for that, and the vault provider provides a receipt. So we know that's something that the auditor will pick up at audit time. So ensuring that the private key, some people leave their cold wallet in storage as well, and then call it when they need to sell down. Finally, a list of all transactions for the financial year. Now, most providers in Australia and internationally will provide a transaction list of all your crypto trading. So you can access that from Cointree's account. And along with it, we're going to need a copy of each buy and sell receipt. So every time we bought Bitcoin, if it was just Bitcoin, over the 12-month period of the financial year, we'll need that buy and sell contract note or receipt so we can complete the administration of your fund. So again, it's worthwhile mentioning, and we mentioned this is, I think, the third time, that control of your private keys is a critical part of owning and maintaining control of your crypto assets. Make sure that you control and securely store your private keys. Some of the practices our clients employ include using things like crypto steel for part of the key, and part of the key is left in an unknown, undisclosed location. So it's secure. Some people will leave that crypto steel part of the private key in a independent vault. So here's some of the things that people do. So they're the key tax and audit requirements: valuation, proof of transactions, proof of receipt of purchase, proof of wallet purchase. Very, very important. Now, I should mention our auditor asks our clients to sign a statute declaration to state the location of the wallet or private key as well. So something we go above and beyond in our compliance of crypto and SMSF assets. So that's what we tend to do as best practice. And that will pretty much round up our presentation. So let's have a quick recap of the critical things to check to ensure that we can invest in cryptocurrency in our self-managed super fund. Check the deed. If in doubt, update your deed so you get a deed which has a specific crypto clause allowing you to invest, to trade, or to mine. Simple thing to do. There's a couple of providers in the market. We tend to have one of those deeds. When it comes to investing in crypto assets, stick to the basics. Avoid complication, to avoid breaches of the super laws, the tax laws, and the compliance penalties and tax penalties that will ensue. Finally, security and storage. Very, very important to ensure that you're managing your assets in the interest of your super fund. There's no personal benefit, and it's stored and managed at arm's length. And finally, record keeping for compliance and accounting. Very important that you have a valuation statement, transaction list of all your transactions, contract notes or buy-sell receipts so we can compliantly audit and complete tax returns for your fund. Very, very important points. So I want to thank you for your time today. I hope you found this webinar educational and informative. And if you are interested in any of our services, setting up self-managed super funds, or in our crypto SMSF deed, the links are on the last slide there. You can go on to mysmsfproperty.com.au or to Comdeeds and obtain a deed or set up a self-managed super fund. We'd love to help you. Again, I thank you for your time, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Rob, for all of that detailed information and handy tips and tricks. He's certainly an expert in the field, and thanks for coming on today. It's been fantastic. This just shows that there are many important areas that you really need to be aware of with your self-managed super fund before you do invest in crypto, but that's why we're both here to help. All right, I'm going to give you a quick tour of our platform, and that's just starting with our homepage here, Cointree.com. We do support over 100 coins, which you'll be able to see very shortly as to which ones they are as well. So as you can see from the top menu here, we've obviously got a price drop down with the current AUD value price. We've got our best performing portfolios listed on the homepage here. We've got 3 selected. What this does is just helps narrow down your options. So we obviously have over 100 coins available, and we just try and help you narrow down, I guess, what your picks could be. So you can see here that these couple of coins, that portfolio has gone up in the last 7 days by 31%. So just trying to give you, I guess, as much information as you can and making your choices easier. Looking here at the drop down with the digital currency section here, this is where you can load information on any coin. So if you'd like some more information, you're not sure what a coin is about, you can choose from the drop down box here, or if you know the name of it, type it in the search box, and that'll bring up some 24-hour trends and more information on that coin too. We also have a learning hub which you can explore after, which has a lot of articles and help sections as well if you've got any questions. But what I want to point out is getting started. This nice white button here at the top. All you need to do is click that, and you'll need to enter in your name and your email address, and then you'll be sent an email to verify your account, and then be able to follow through the steps there in order to complete that account setup. It's really simple, and if you've got any questions, our team's here to help. Once you do have a verified account, you'll be able to see here, this is what your dashboard will look like. So we've got on the left-hand side, coin portfolio. What this is a daily tracker of your assets. So you can see here that this portfolio started out a couple of months ago at around $167, and now over the last couple of months has now gone up to $205. So what it combines is your AUD balance and any other coins that you hold. So you can see your total portfolio worth at any time. On the right-hand side, pretty straightforward, your top accounts. So anything that you're holding or have traded with, it'll show at the top here. And you'll just be able to view any of your balances, and also relating to that coin, what its past 24-hour performance has been. Down the bottom, we like to make it easy for you to track coins you may be interested in, or coins that you do invest in. So we call this starred coins, and you'll be able to see here a 7-day trend, a current AUD price, and then some past 24-hour performance as well. We do have a shortcut here where you can go directly to buy that coin from the drop down, but I'll show you quickly in a minute as to how a buy process does take place as well. And then the last section here is recent transactions, where you can see any order that you've submitted and its value and its status. Moving through, so we'd go through to the buy coin page by going through buy, sell, and trade. Really, really easy. What you can see here is AUD amount. You can see the maximum amount, so you can use the maximum amount if you like, or you can designate however much you'd like to buy, and then which coin. So by selecting from our coin picker here, I'll choose Bitcoin for example, and we've already done the hard work for you and worked out how much Bitcoin you'll be purchasing for $30. As you can see at the bottom here, we've got total of $30, and our low fee here, that's just 0.9%, and your total amount that you'll be charged. All you need to do is select the I accept button, make sure you read terms of service, and then place your order. And it's as easy as that. You'll receive confirmation as to the order being completed, and you'll be able to view that also through your account settings here. So that's how easy it is to do your first purchase. Pretty straightforward. What I will touch on is just the the self-managed super fund page, how to sign up with us. We've got the link through this webinar as well, so I'll be able to give that to you shortly. But you'll see here there's 5 steps that you'll need to make sure you have that identification provided for the account setup. If you have any questions on any of this, Rob from my SMSF can also help answer those questions for you, and also certify documents. And then once you go through the setup online form, it's pretty straightforward, and you can just run through all the boxes here. Once you submit that, a member of our team will then review your application, and we'll get back to you if you have any questions. Otherwise, you should be right to trade within 3 to 5 business days. So that's, I guess, just a nice summary on how to onboard with us as a self-managed super fund. And any individuals, if you'd like to just sign up an account and give it a try, obviously just go through our getting started option here. Okay, so in summary, investing in digital currency with your self-managed super fund is possible, and it is easy. What I do like to touch on is a couple of key security tips that we'd like to provide for all our members as well, which is never give out your secure key or password. Make sure you keep them safe. Be aware of scams. No one should be asking for access to your computer remotely or anything like that. Ensure that you trade using a regulated exchange. Digital currency exchanges are regulated in Australia through AUSTRAC, and you can verify that by speaking to AUSTRAC as well. Make sure you set up your 2FA authentication on your mobile device. Always check your address as to where you're sending your coin. And cold wallet storage. Cold wallet storage is a really effective way of keeping your assets offline, and we do have some providers of the Ledgers and Trezor hardware wallets, so if you'd like more information on that, you can reach out to our team. And I guess in the final steps are, if you'd like to set up a self-managed super fund, you have any questions, you'd like to update your deed, reach out to Robert and his team. And if you're already a self-managed super fund and you'd like to get started trading with us, here's the link to get you started. And it's relatively easy from there. So thank you so much for your time today, everyone. I hope you have a great afternoon. Reach out to us with any questions. We'll send through that tax time checklist for all the webinar registrants today. And if you did miss our session, we will have it available as well to download. Thanks again, and enjoy your afternoon. See you next time.